I'm stressed out of my fucking mind. Alright. What's the volume disparity like? I'm speaking directly into the microphone. I think I need to buy new mic cables. Because it seems like every single one I had this fucking big, gross, popping noise. Maybe it had something to do with how I was storing them. No stress, just vibe. No, you're dead right. You're actually dead right. Let's get rid of my piss warning. Let's get onto the game. Let's go and do our job. Oh, it's like a collection. Okay. Right. Time to go into the least stressful job in the world. Attorney.
The Empire of Japan, after opening its doors,
Oh, there's like voices and
cultural
everything.
transformation brought great waves of Western influence.
I didn't know
Far
that.
Eastern island nation.
Bond disposal. I suppose.
The
Bond
revolution
disposal
washed
is a
over the
little more
land,
relaxing.
making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change.
Can
and
you guys
some
hear the game?
was swept away by the tide.
Slightly different audio setup this time. Out of necessity. Somebody got shot. Was it me?
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Extraordinary. Big fucking gun. Let's see what I sound like. Okay, so you can hear them. Oh, much louder than me. Let's push me up a little bit. Hey, hello! Della! What's the story? Let me know if that hiss gets very loud. Okay. What hiss? Good. It's just my headphones. So are we on trial? Did we shoot the man? I'm a bit quiet compared to the... Okay. I don't want the game to be super quiet, but I do... 22nd of November, that's your birthday? Oh, Della, I killed somebody on your birthday. I can't believe it. Of all days. Our name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Easy. 3 days ago I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident, and now here I am awaiting my trial. You bastards. I'm forever doing things like that, Della. If I'm in prison, I don't have to give you a present. That's how it works. The lawyer also gets the sentence of their client. Oh, is he my lawyer? He hasn't graduated. He knows my name. Oh boy. Why am I apologizing? Because I... Oh dear. Kazuma. So here's how Deen is a fucking idiot. I assumed one of their names was Ace. But now, thinking back, I realized that he is an ace attorney. And that's what he's... Oh, fuck's sake. UA University professor murdered in cold blood by student. Oh no, was that me? I didn't actually do it. I don't know if I did it. Of course not! God, as if I could murder somebody. He believes me. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he is far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer in his second year. Okay. His name isn't Ace. That's okay, so it wasn't just me who thought there isn't an Ace. I thought it was a... No, that's like I thought it was like traditional Japanese storytelling when their names are their character trait, you know. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. Oh, he's going to go abroad. They've acknowledged his academic achievements and successes in court, so you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. He's coming to Ireland. I'm really proud for you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. Oh, I bet he is. Is it this guy that has a clown girl the Twitter was horny over? Oh god. Is it the heart of the British Empire? Oh my god. We'd have a wild time tearing up the secrets of Her Majesty's City of London together. I was in London. It smelled like shite the whole time. Good idea. After all, yeah. See you in English class tomorrow. Will do, Kazuma, will do. One of the A skins, I don't know how many there are, which is... I know there was like a lot on the DS, I think. As far as I know, this is a collection of the very first and second game. Now, as to what console they are on, I don't know. I don't know when it started. Oh, he's one of the teachers. Never mind that for now, Asogi. We should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Oh, is he not supposed to be representing me? That would be the English or something. No, that's what I'm saying. Just fucking... I shall accompany you. Cool. Jesus Christ. Ryonosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Ryunosuke. It's Lizzie in the sun. Oh god. Is she allowed in the sun anymore? I thought she'd just fucking crack. This is awkward. He looks like, what's your man's name? The main fella in Blue Bloods. The big Tom Selleck. He looks like Tom Selleck a bit. My name is Yujin Mikitoba. Ah, close. I'm a professor of forensic medicine. Ooh, he's clever. All the corpses in Buckingham Palace. Ah, look. Leaves him to it. J. Jonah James. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. Oh, has Tom Selleck ever been brought up as like a fan cast of J. Jonah Jameson? That'd be fucking amazing. Right, we were best friends, yeah? Or we are? What do you mean were? He's representing me. I feel you should know. No, wasn't. Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. Yes, and I'm trying to stop that. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked. So if I just go away for murder, he doesn't have to go to England. Guys. Loophole. As I suspected you were unaware of this. Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He agreed to defend me knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. Oh, what a fucking legend. But I don't understand, why would the government do such a thing? Administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission even in the most favourable of circumstances. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I didn't do it, I swear it, I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. There are certain peculiarities about today's trial. You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. Okay. fuck? Am I going to be in some sort of kangaroo court? I don't know what kangaroo court means, I just like to throw it around. Filibuster. Naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that can lead to conviction. Right, so... as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Imagine. My cousin Vinny style. Just throw out words. Defendant! What's the question? Is he trying to stinger me or what's going on? Mikitoba. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarise. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defence lawyer in this trial. Oh. Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Oh, Jesus. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. So is the question going to be, and who wants to defend this defendant? And I'm going to say, I do. So that Kazuma doesn't get fucked back on. 22nd of November, the most important day in the world. Della's birthday. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. So this is a courtroom. Cool. You wouldn't be found guilty for that, Sean. You'd be tried in absentia. Well, this is like feudal Japan, isn't it? We don't know what the rules are there. Or is this like... has this been like localized to fuck? Where they're eating rice balls and it's like, put down your cheeseburger, Kyle. Look at the beautiful Chicago skyline. The powers that be have demanded this to be a secret trial. Is that allowed? A trial is closed to ordinary members of the public. Oh, so just like a normal. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now. Scurvy! What's the beef? How you getting on? You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Love these games. This is my very first time ever touching any of them. I have no idea what to expect. Deen, I'm a lawyer expert. I watch compilation videos of The Good Wife. Ah, okay. So you're as good a lawyer as I am a doctor because I've watched House. Haven't been on Twitch in almost 2 months. I am barely ever on Twitch, so I didn't even notice. Hope everything's been alright. Exactly. As is the defense. Okay. What's the question? What's he going to ask? There's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. Speaking of shows, oh, I made the request myself. Dude's beard is rivaling mine. He's doing well. He's doing well. Started watching Stranger Things. What do you think? What do you think? I just finished it. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Okay. Right. Do I actually get the choice? Is this like a choice based? This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? What do we think, guys? Should we answer? Or do we wait and see? Do I defend myself or do we wait and see what happens? Are there like failure conditions? Well, obviously going to prison for life would be failure. Can I run out of time? Defend yourself. I should, shouldn't I? It'd be the most Deen thing to do. They say the man that defends himself has a fool for a client, and I am a fool. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the... What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? Hopper is arrived. Hopper is the best part of the show. I want to be like Hopper when I grow up. I'd have client lawyer confidentiality with myself. Yes, so I wouldn't have to tell anybody my secrets. And as I think that's what court is. I think I have to tell everybody my secrets, don't I? What are you playing at, Ryanosuke? Professor Mikitoba told me that everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you... Hey now, hey. I know it's college, but come on. No need to experiment that hard. On the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Okay. Well, the secret was spilled, so... You can lie under oath, but you're not obliged to answer unless the judge finds you in condemned. So, like, maybe I'm an idiot, right? Like... Objection! I suppose there'd be no point in... I was gonna say, like, can you just ask somebody, like, you're under oath, did you kill him? And I'd have to be like, fat drat. Yeah, okay. Really shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, you talking to me? I'm not confident at all. Well, don't be putting words in my mouth. I know you're you and I'm controlling you, but by extension you are me. So, I do feel confident. You must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. I feel like I'm being stereotyped. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of the Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards in conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naro? What, just because I'm from fucking Killock? It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. Oh, tutorial time, is it? It's questioning my ability to do the job. Dickhead. Sorry, most honourable dickhead. The name of the victim in this case. Me. No, it's not me. I didn't die. It's not a zone of truth, so you can lie. You're just given the benefit of telling the truth, otherwise you commit perjury. I see. So it's not lupus. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What? Realistic. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. As usual. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record, but I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of RB. Kazuma, are you having a stroke? What the fuck does that mean? Just consult it, it's all in there. I just have to press RB for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. RB! This is a list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with RB. Okay. Right buttock. Oh, okay. So Kazuma has to spank me every time I need to remember something? Jesus. John H. Wilson. Yeah, okay. Wilson! Everything in the current case can be found in the court records. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record and press Y to present. Oh, okay. Yes! So I can't just pick an answer out of the sky. It's not like Clue. The victim's name is Dr. John H. Wilson. So I do have to like actually know the information to present. I like that. That's fun. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Fuck off, you. Kazuma did it now. He wants to flee to Britain, home of murderers. Yeah? Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England. Did it say what year this is? Could this be Jack the Ripper time? Which is why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. I smell the blood of an Englishman. You two are both undergraduates of the Imperial Yumei University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? What a face. But I didn't do it, I swear. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. Speedrun, okay. Humph. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. That's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? The government needs to convict somebody as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Getting special treatment everywhere, isn't it? Fucking England, man. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Are we getting a flashback and all? Yep, the lads. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little bit longer. It's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Oh. Cosmo, I need to focus on the case. Will you stop? The British Empire, wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I smell an Englishman. Seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Cringe. So I went over to the professor's table. Hi, I recognize your mustache. I introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. The Anglo-Japanese Treaty, signed by Britain and Japan on 16th of July 1894. So this is like just before or just after that? How did this professor of medicine state before the court the cause of death? We have to assert with evidence. Find a piece of evidence that shows his cause of death. Ah, the post-mortem report. Surely it says it in here. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile! Alright, I'll give you that one. Sorry. Hi, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, the doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Ah, convenient. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. Jesus. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Okay. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into court record. So this is the first time he's ever seen a photograph. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Satisfied with my answers? Let's start the trial. Jack the Ripper was 1888. So a little bit after Jack the Ripper, I'm afraid. I don't get to go and meet him. The prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Me? I was there. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Tom Selleck? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Oh, he can! He was never caught and moved to America. He might have gone to Japan after America. And went to study in Yume University for 2 years before the bloodlust. Kazumasogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Jack the Ripper smelled the blood of an Englishman and it all came running back into his mind and he had to shoot him in the restaurant. Rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headbanding. Yeah, who do you think you are, the boss? Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. My name is Satoru Hosanaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Ooh la la. He's got a cough. What the fuck? You seem to be coughing up some, hemorrhagic. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. It kind of should. It really should. Me and Ryu are on the same wave. As everyone knows, the capital southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants. An Occidental eatery 3 days ago. Okay. It's a Brit doing in a French-style restaurant and there's a... Ooh. Is he just rubbing it in? And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Wait, perspiring maybe. Oh, get it? Because he's fucking sweating. It's just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. What the fuck? This Itachi Uchiha cunt. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away the crockery and the cutlery. Should he be handling crockery and cutlery when he's fucking bleeding? He's got TB. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out and... Actually, I've seen House. I can identify that it is not lupus. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor. That was your first mistake. I didn't shoot him! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes you to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. Well, yeah. I'm an amateur. This is my first time. This is my first rodeo. The next time you interrupt an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. Don't threaten me with a good time. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm 1 point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yeah, I hope you fucking die up there, understand? Yes, without question. Ah, you bastard. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. So what happened? Somebody shot him and then fucked a gun over to me? And I picked it up like, what? What is this? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryanosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? What are we doing, guys? Are we interjecting or are we waiting and seeing? I've got the truth in my mind. Interject. Hey! Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Fuck off you bald cunt! Dear me, what are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings. It's not disregard if I just don't know them. Was not a real lawyer at all? Yeah. Well, Zanoga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. What fucking good is this? Did you draw this? A sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. Yeah, like what fucking good is that? You just told us nobody was there and now you're like, no, but I've got a picture I drew where nobody was there. It's like, yeah, obviously. I'm afraid they used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Yeah, like, what? How is this evidence? You're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Yeah, you have a fucking picture that backs up your own thing that you drew. I actually have a picture here, Judge, of me not holding the gun. Court will take this plan and add it to the court, right? What about my picture? I've got a picture that says I was in France that day, actually. I was in the real La Carnival. Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? Oh, he didn't want it. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. Can I take a look at it? Why is he lying? The court has now heard a precis of the case. I've never heard that word before. Precis? The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. Oh, so don't get me head lopped off. Sound. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case of the court. What does it mean, unsworn? But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. Unsworn, he can lie with impunity then. Yes, and for the simpletons in the audience, not me, describe that word impunity, just because I have a feeling some people out there may not know what that means. Not me, I know, but I'm just trying to run an educational show. What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? I will in me fucking hole. What? Is me, explain for me. Yes, it was Neve, not me. Because I know. because I'm a big brain. If he hasn't been sworn in lies, that means he can't be found to have committed perjury. Ah, I see. I mean, I know, yeah, yeah. Like, I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. I believe you're innocent, I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Yeah, Ryu, you fucking idiot. You big brain-dead moron. If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. I like how fucking dramatic this is. This is brilliant. Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. As you know, many call me a saint. Ah, ad hominem! But I can be a devil when I want to be. Empty threat. Sustained. Filibuster. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. When I heard young mouth, I was alarmed at where this sentence was going to end. The prosecution calls for its next witnesses. It is a murder case. Is it? I guarantee you he's not even dead. It's a bit dramatic, isn't it? Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Liam, welcome in. I've been accused of murder and I'm representing myself in court. Yes, sir, the great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Ayisa Nosa, reporting for duty. Yes, sir, no, sir? Is his name Yes, sir, no, sir? Yes, no, sir. Fuck off. I'm turning this game off. You're telling me there's somebody called Iesanosa and my name isn't Ace? Myself, I am find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon. And conduct my trade from Rasutei, a humble premises in the 2nd district. Curio Correcta. Curio Correcta. As in curious and correct. At your service. The antique dealer and a soldier, what an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. Curio curator, curicata. There's another K in there. Oh well. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. Thank you, Kazuma. Fill me in as usual. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiquities and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. You both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir. My jacket is brown. Case closed. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing you said. Yeah, you punched the table, you... Okay. So this is decisive evidence and the prosecution was threatening. The soldier was claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, Are you starting to feel uncomfortable? Excuse me. I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes sir. Standing by, ready to report. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Didn't the waiter say the lights went out when the shot went off? Did he? Oh. Sean, you are my Kazuma. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. Where did you get a different vase? At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. What the fuck is that noise? Has he got a baby in his jacket? I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little wheels. From the back? Hang on. I was in front of him. I was on my hands and knees investigating this whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. So you didn't see fucking on. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. If I shot him from behind, why are there powder burns on the front of him? It was indeed from the front. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true? Oh, he's starting to doubt me. Fuck. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Oh my god. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. Did I pick it up and it went off in my hand? And somewhere in these two witness testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? But it's okay, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine. Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave... What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. He picked up an English-made gun. Does the caliber match the gun wound, or was it perhaps a Japanese pistol? Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy. Hachimaki. Hachi is 8. Boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How do you know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How could he possibly carry out a cross-examination? The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Thanks, Kazuma. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. This is where the battle really begins, Rio. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what the soldier said had to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right. Evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryusuke. Do not let them beat you. Alright then, it's all or nothing. Firstly, I want to point out the shot was shot from the front. If I get the chance to do that, although it probably is a tutorial. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's action with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Okay. This is the sentence I want. Do I press or do I present? What does press do?
Yes!
Lie, how could they be chatting if he was on the floor? Oh! You genius! This black uniformed university collector saying that was... Ah! I've had just a bit enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in a black uniform? I'm wearing brown, you imbecile! It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm from behind his back. It's something the sergeant just said. Like, something's playing in my mind. Right, let's present the evidence. Make him choke on it. Okay. Hold on, let's go back. From the back, present the photograph. I present. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. Let's go. There's clear inconsistency here. Let's go. Let's get fucking confident. Let's get brave. I'm down on my monster. What nonsense. Well, obviously, there's, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. There is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Ah, this is so frustrating. Kazuma, save me. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic prints presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. I love how dramatic everything is. It's all points and shouts. Sergeant, yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes. But no, that just can't be. Because, go on, you can get there. Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah, Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? What the fuck is that? Of all the things to be prepared for, I was not prepared for a little goblin to climb over his shoulder. What the fuck? Something just popped up from behind his back and pushed it down again. Certainly there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant No, sir? at this juncture that it would appear to be indisputable. The baby did it. Yeah! If that baby came out wearing black and holding a gun, oh. Until the moment I heard a firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witnessed, Sergeant Yes or No, sir, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. Maggie Simpson asked. Dr. John Burns. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Oh, fucking hell, cause I'm gonna go for the throat, why don't you? There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney. Roll the credits. I gotta sleep. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good sleep. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. Just in my hands. I'm from Coolock. I see a gun. I'm supposed to pick it up. And you, old man, you didn't see the victim the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? You were under the table? What's going on? Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the hallway here at Coban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop razzute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I preferred my hallway treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative, and then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, what the fuck are you doing? It was there no more. It simply vanished. The Coban vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was in case mayhap it had fallen there, and then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with Jesus Christ. I was looking for a coin, so I ignored a gunshot in a fucking restaurant. Did you find the coin in the end? No. That coin is going to be the last piece of evidence that we need. That lamentable day, the precious Hohe Caban was lost to me. No doubt some scrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient their government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Auchi? Haha, worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. Stay away from my house. Explain. Upon hearing the next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? He slept with his wife. That's what this is all about. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to... What the fuck? Are we just not talking about the baby? Affirmative, the newest member of the Nosa family to rise up to the ranks. Ido. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Ew, you fucking snot rag little. My father's a bit of watch and learn boy. Okay, the true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Well, nearly never won the race, Mr. Nosa. Pointing the gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. If they were the only two people there, how did the waiter see? There was a young woman at this table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. It is a photographic print of the scene of the crime council. Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. Mr. Nosa Sam was eating the steak, wasn't he? It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna sneeze again. What are we thinking so far? It's been roughly an hour. Is it fun? Is it a fun watch? The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court records. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. Ryunosuke can see ghosts. I am the ghost whisperer. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone, but that's not true. I saw her. I swear I saw that woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. Leave no further room for doubt. What? To think that Taketsuchi Aochi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It is not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now it is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Ugh. Okay. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Okay, useless to me. Pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. I feel like it's that because the waiter was there. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. I'm going to press on this. Can I... How do I switch to people? What button do I press to switch to people again? It was RB, I thought. The stakes were spot. That's what I'm thinking. Could that be the same stake? He... But that's not contradictory to this. A visual search of the premises of the time confirmed. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman dining all by himself. That might come in handy later. I'm gonna press on this. I'm way too dumb for this game. Well, fucking, I don't know if I'm onto something or I'm floundering, so we'll see. You must have noticed something that someone else talked about today. There was a lady there. That's not exactly what I wanted to... If only there'd been more people dining here at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 PM when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner at any restaurant. I know, of course, the place is always empty. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of the day and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hotel Clinic, yes. There would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th of November, noon to past 1 PM. Oh, we're onto something. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. Prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before. There's really no bearing on the case. What was he being looked at? You can request for it to be entered into the court as evidence if you think it could be useful. Yeah.
Yes.
The court has already heard it. Conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous, not to mention the victim's move was prior to his arrival at the restaurant. There was no concern. Whether or not they're of concern is up for us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. Kazuma is saving my life. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It is a most disturbing trend. Cool, man. The victim's medical report card has been entered into the court record. What we need right now is new clues. Well, I'd like to have a look at the court record for a second. Medical report card from Hotel Clinic that was found in the victim's pocket. Can I not look? Oh, I thought that would be more useful to me. Can I put him in? I can't present him at all. Okay. New clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they seem relevant at first. Even if they don't seem relevant. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Perhaps you've forgotten that the witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card. Oh, I have to wait for him to read it for me? We'd examine it in a little more detail. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I tried to do that. You'll notice some pieces of evidence bear magnifying glass as the ones you may examine. I've already done it once. Use, yeah. Oh! Oh, I didn't know I can do that. I can fucking rotate it. I want to have a look at that fella's business card. Do you think he's not aware? Crosshair start to pulsate. Press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look. Yep, I will do. I would like to look at this though. Oh, I can't do it on this one. No, okay. Oh, do I have to wait for him to fucking tell me? I need to use, yeah. Okay. Name, Mr. John Wilson, Hotel Clinic. Cool. Can I not read this? Medical report are required for every visit. No. The dentist. What's he doing eating steak if he's a dentist? Or if he had been to the dentist. I can't find anything out of place. There's an entry for the day. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean to get tooth taken out? It seems so just before the incident, yeah. Perhaps they use laughing gas. It's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. I've heard of this. Anesthesia. Hard to believe there's anything you can do to actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from a medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours. Post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Somebody ate the steak and it wasn't him. Alone. Do I press or just present?
Yes.
Right, let's see if I can do this. What are you wittering? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost, here I'm the accused. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally under circumstance. Ah, Jesus, Kazuma. You knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully, just say what you're thinking. He's so encouraging. Korakuta-san. Correcta. Collector. Correcta. Collector. Curio collector. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Oh my god. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurist drivel. But I'm the defendant. Let me see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the restaurant when the victim was murdered. The restaurant, whatever he may or may not have done before that time, is completely irrelevant. Remember, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. This medical report card has no bearing. Shut up, you bald bastard. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? You fucking idiot. You buffoon. You imbecile. You brain-dead moron. Of course I believe it. Perhaps because Hotel Clinic, which issued the report, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours. Post-procedure until anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Korekota-san. What, boy, what? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Grr. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. What? Expertly done, partner. Why do you have a sword? I didn't want to bring it up before. Why do you have a sword? Is that allowed? You little upstart. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Hey, use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about, or can't you follow the logic? You fucking buffoon. I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Yeah! Wouldn't you agree, Urinosuke? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Hold on, that's me. Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. Pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the victim himself, me, the two witnesses, an as yet unknown third party. Bang! It can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. We have evidence of a half-eaten steak at his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. Erg. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, I'll chop your fucking head. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Of course I fucking would. Excuse me? Don't worry, counsel, I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses on the stand. What? What are you talking about? Am I still alive? I think I am. Jesus Christ, I had a fucking heart attack. Hello. Oh, okay. We've demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. And I know what perjury means now. I mean, I always did, of course. And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit? Murder? No! Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. Tactical meeting? I was just following orders? What the fuck? Nuremberg before Nuremberg. Just say you never saw the gentleman. That's what they told us. What? Holy fuckaroony. Oh. What? What did you just say, Correctasan? No. You were just following orders? Now hold on, lad. I was, say you never saw the gentlewoman. Grr. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean You saw the victim with a lady from overseas? Well, Kazuma, you're just throwing in the overseas part. Hold on. What is the meaning of all of this? These witnesses gave false statements. Is this true, you pair? Well, this took a turn. It did indeed. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Hang on. Hang fucking on. Counsel, explain what's going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who's behind this? I like that he looks at his hands, because everybody else's makes a big like boom, and he just goes like well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. Ryunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It only could have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. It was the teacher. He knew this was going to go down badly. Of course, we need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? We examined a piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this, Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Hold on, wait. Let me just fucking examine some stuff. I can do it. Chief Inspector Satoru Hasanoga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. I knew there was a reason they weren't letting me fucking turn that around. The witness's name here, Satoru Hasanoga. Yes, that business cards do tend to show the person's name, that's sort of the point. It's not the name, it's his job title. Chief Inspector Satoru Hasanoga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea, but let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence if they're wielding it somehow here. The waiter's business card information has been updated in the court record. My god, the fucking beef. Can I present? No, I have to wait in.
Yes.
The fucking beef. Genuinely. Surely this would be Satoru Hasanoga-san. The waiter who took the stand earlier? Poppycock. Oh, what did you call me? What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not have possibly made that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man truly were a waiter. I love the way Kazuma talks. He's like, that would be true. If. Time to hit the court with the truth. The truth about his real identity.
Yes.
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, it's the back of the card. The back of the card is of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hasanoga San sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession, but surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division. The PCID. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witness is there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Inspector Hasanoka! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant lately. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to the case of this homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hasanoga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. Admit it, you bastard. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume this is why he was unsworn, that in your professional capacity as a police officer you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Why is he dying? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say? Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear those were my orders. I accidentally skipped them, I'm sorry. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. What? The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. She's getting fucking diplomatic immunity? An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. The drama. It's fucking incredible. I'm loving this. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? UMA University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman. I could smell her. Woman! You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The English woman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Josiah Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of UMA University's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Take a stand, buddy. Legend. Inspector Hasanoga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Josiah Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders that you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. He's gonna die on his way there. Nothing will get in my way. This is my ninja way. Court will adjourn briefly. Prosecution must call the English student Josiah Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. We will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. This seems like a very clean moment. To be continued. Very clean. COVID, dude. Jesus, self-isolated, wear a mask or something. Yeah. Well, this seems like a very clean moment to end. Stay tuned. I might upload this to YouTube. This was fun. It seemed like fun the entire way through for me, at very least. How was it to watch? I'll save over my save. I tried it out just to see how the game played. I didn't actually get very far. I didn't even get into the courtroom. Right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you being here. The sound of him hacking is making me nervous. Oh, God. Well, you won't have to sound like it. Or, sorry, you won't have to hear him hacking for another couple of days. You're having a good time? Well, then that's all I need to hear. I guess we'll continue with Ace Attorney on Saturday. Or how's Friday? I'll have a look at my schedule. And I might do Friday. I could do Friday, Saturday, like both. Keep an eye on the Twitter. But thanks for watching. I've been Dean. You've been amazing. And we have together been DH Up. Sleep tight, kiddos.